Good morning, everybody. What is today? The 7th, December 7th. Today, we're going to go over some charts. We'll look at these alerts that should be starting to come in. And we're going to go over a pattern that we identified yesterday as the head and shoulders on Ethereum and see how well we did. Let's get started. So, here is the Ethereum on the 1 hour chart, and you can see, let's get the head and shoulders. You can see that the head and shoulders is formed already. So here's your left shoulder. Get down there. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your head, and then we came down here. Here's your another shoulder right there, and then we're just waiting for it to break out of this. We had this little thing right here, this little fake out pump up, whatever you want to call it, to the upside that contradicted this particular pattern. So how do you know? How do you know that if that pattern is a true breakout or if it's really going to just go in the direction that it's supposed to go, which is down? So the only way that you could tell is that you need to go to a lower time frame. See, on the hour chart, we clearly have a breakout, right? So if you do take this breakout, you want to wait for it to break out below your neckline, and we want it to have a clear breakout. So we had a bunch of fake breakouts, which tells us that we're probably going to have another fake breakout also. And when that happens, we have this little thing. So if you did take a short position with high leverage, you got liquidated. But if you took it into a position that, let's say, 5-10% leverage, you're okay. You're sitting in profit. So you got to be careful with your leverage. Another thing is that how do you know that this is going to break out to the upside, or if this is a fake? Well, it's very simple. We're going to remove this drawings, but we want to mark where the breakout happened. So let's see, right there. So get over there, right there. We can see that that is where the breakout happened to the upside, which gave us the fake breakout. And how do we know that that is going to be the place where we're going to break down or upwards? So let's show you. Let me show you a little trick. So here it is. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Here's the 15-minute chart right here. You can see on the 15-minute chart where that is. Let's mark it with the arrow. Here is where we marked it on the hour chart. You can see that we have a little breakup over here. We had the breakout upwards on that chart. Therefore, you know that the neckline was going to hold for a certain amount of time. How long it could have been for hours and hours. But the whole idea is to see the patterns on the higher time frames, go to the lower time frames for your entries. So you can see right here, we broke to the upside. Well, we went back up there and we got a good entry right here. We broke back down. We broke back down right here. We have our momentum oscillators both pointing down. Here is your entry, though you went into negative a little bit. This would have been your entry right there on this short. Right there, you would have went negative 0.5% before you made 3.44%. This is why it's so important to trade on multiple time frames so you don't get stuck in certain trades. So you go to your higher time frame, you look for your position, and then you go to the lower time frames to find the best possible entry. So you can see here's our pattern, the head and shoulders pattern. We had a fake breakout, a 1.47% breakout. So if you used high leverage, you got liquidated. So don't be doing that crazy stuff. But you can see that it's very helpful to go to lower time frames. So if you want, you can even stay on the lower time frames if you want. But the point of going to higher time frames is so you can see these particular patterns. Let's go to Bitcoin. Let's analyze Bitcoin real quick, and then we'll jump into to um, the coins off of Binance. It's a little early here. It's still, what is it, 5 o'clock in the morning here. All right, so here's Bitcoin. We have a clear consolidation right here on the day chart. You can see that we have two moving averages. Both moving averages are bearish right now. And if we close where we are right now, we have 13 hours. But if we close right there where we are right now, tomorrow, the next 24 hours will definitely be bearish because this is a bearish signal. Unless we push it back above these moving averages, right now the sentiment is bearish right now, but we'll have to wait. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Here's another good example of this is a bearish sign. We had a clear breakout on the downside, and but look at the next candlestick. It's green. Well, that means that you need to go to a lower time frame. Go to a lower time frame and look for entries. And you want to have more than one confirmation on your entries. You want to have both of your oscillators and the price action going there. If you can get the moving averages, that's great, but those are not necessarily needed most of the times because if you wait for too many confirmations, you're going to end up losing your trades and you losing your positions. So you really want to have both of your moving or your both of your oscillators that are going to be lined up together, and you want your moving averages to either be pointing down or going sideways, depending on which position you're taking. But if we're going short, this is where it is. This right here is your entry right here. You always wait for good entries. The reason why this is your entry right here is because your oscillator's already pushing down. It's been pushing down for several hours. Let's see, several hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's been pushing down, and here is your momentum indicator. It clearly broke down. You made a higher high, a high, and a lower high. So now you have a divergence. It's a hidden divergence, nevertheless, but it's a divergence. And here is your true entry. And you have a 0.17% stop loss on there. That's huge, especially if you're trading in with leverage. You have a stop loss. If you want to do your swing high, you have a 0.28 stop loss. So you're risking 0.28 to make tons of money. You can use your moving average as your stop loss if you choose to. But anyway, let's go look for an entry. That's what we want to do, right? That's how we want to make some money. Let's go to entry, and you see the whole thing's turning red on us. So what we want to do is we want to filter that, and we want to filter it, and we want to look at the ones that have taken a beating because we want to try to go long on it. Let's see. All right, so here's NKC. First of all, we want to go to a higher time frame to see what it looks like. Because if we're just steadily dropping, we can go short too if we find a coin that is worth going short on. Right now, everything took a beating in the past 4 or 5 hours, so it's going to be pretty difficult maybe this morning, but we'll give it a shot. 4-hour chart doesn't look too great. We haven't broke this line yet. We're right at it. If it does break that line, then NKC is going to fall probably to the next support level, which is somewhere down here at the 0.56. If you do want me to look at a coin, just post it in the chat box, the live chat box. I look over there every now and then. I'll be able to see it. Let's go. Keep going. Let's see. And the good thing about this is that if you do join our Discord, these notifications go to the alert channel, and you can filter it depending on how you want to do it. If you wanted to go short, long, you can look at certain coins. It's pretty cool to get in there, and you'll be able to get all 3 of these indicators that are on this chart of mine, and you get access to them for just being a member of our Discord. And you can see that we had really good setups the past couple hours. Unfortunately, it was in the middle of the morning. I was sleeping. But See right here. Here's your MACD started turning red on you. And started getting bigger candlesticks. This is a good opportunity to try to go short on sushi. But again, we're trying to see if we can find a long position. And it doesn't look like we're going to, because it took a massive beating, but we'll see. If not, we'll switch back over to the bigger coins that I know you can short when you want to, off of BitGet or Binance or whatever platform that you use. But trading is easy. Trading is easy. You need to find a platform that doesn't have crazy spreads, because if they have crazy spreads, it doesn't matter how good of a trader you are. You're not gonna be able to trade that well with crazy spreads. You want to try to get the tightest spreads as you possibly can, and hopefully they don't move when the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrencies pump and dump. DGB, it's under a penny. I bought this way back in the day and sold it for 15 cents. That's crazy. Way up here. Way back here, was that in 2019 or something like that? Yeah, it's see how far it is off its all-time high. 22,000, was that 22,000? I'm sorry. 2,232% away from its all-time high. That's crazy returns. That's one of the reasons I like getting in the cryptocurrency. But it looks like it's trying to head up. But yeah, that was a pretty cool coin. Found a bottom here. Looks like we're gonna come back down. So when you see something like this, what you want to do is you want to mark it, because you had a huge downward movement, more than normal. So you have a little swing here, and now you have this. So anything below this, and your MACD or your oscillators don't make a lower low, you have a divergence as long as the price goes lower. So you want to mark those just to keep an eye on them. And see, your whole point of being in cryptocurrency is to make money, but it's also to set up your portfolio. So you want to have short-term and long-term portfolios going at the same time. You want your short-term to build your long-term. So your short-term, you want to trade daily or every other day, or something like that. And your long-term is fed by your short term. So, for example, if you have $5,000 trading on your short term and you make $5,000 in a month or whatnot, you want to take some of that, $1,000 or 2,000, whatever you choose to, and put it into your long-term portfolio, knowing that your whole goal is to sell that in a couple of years. And it'll be helpful for you, because you won't be stressed out in a couple of years trying to make the side money on your short term. So that's another thing that we help you in our Discord to set up your long-term portfolio. Here is a long that we tried to take last night. We did get stopped out in profit, but you can, if you're in the Discord, you can see right here we came down here, we bounced off of this, trying to catch this little scalp. We was hoping that it would come back up here and make a double top, but we got stopped out really short in a little bit of profit, not very much. Let's see. Now all these coins that are down 3, 4, 5%, that's not too bad. Here's a Doge position that we took. Here's a Doge position that we took that I haven't deleted off yet, and you can see that we definitely hit our target of 2.77%. Not too bad. And don't think that you're going to get in there and you're going to win all your trades, because that's not going to happen. So the best way to understand trading is, when you first look at a trade, you want to know where are you going to cut your losses. Making money in cryptocurrency is easy. It's trying to find the maximum amount of money that you're going to make is what is actually the difficult part. But to make money in cryptocurrency, that's easy. I mean, anybody can just throw some money into the coins, and then wait for it to go up one day. So it's going to go up one day. You got XTZ that's up for some reason. It's up 1.664% in a down market. So you can see, let's go to the day chart. And the day chart is barely up. We have fully engulfing on there. That thing's not going to stay there. That thing's going to come back down. 15-minute chart. When you have this right here, this is really difficult to trade when you don't have true patterns. It looks like Morse code on here, so you want to be careful with that. Move this over a little bit. All right. Yeah, so I will be live every day about this time. Sometimes I'll come on at 7, depending on how tired I am in the morning. But for the most part, I'll try to jump on here between 5 and stay on here for an hour just to go over charts and to learn new stuff, point out patterns and stuff like that. And then I'll be on the Discord the rest of the day on there. So if you're not a member of the Discord, go ahead and join the Discord. It'll be beneficial for you. Here's a dot position that we took. We took this dot short right here. You can see that we made 1.55%. Got out. We wrote it all the way down. We would have made almost 5%. So, but stick to your plan. Don't get greedy. Stick to your plan. If your plan is to make 1% or 2% or whatnot, set it and then forget about it and come back and check it. See if you did. Here's another XLM position that we did, 1.84%. XRP is going to be a honey hole for people. If you don't have XRP, you want to try to stack up at least 1,000. 1,000, what is that? $380 or something like that right now. So everyone can afford $380. Take $380 and put it into XRP right now, and in 5 years, go ahead and send me 10% of your profits, because it's going to make you very, very wealthy, in my opinion. All right, so here it is. Let's go back. We're back at Bitcoin. So now we want to go to the lower time frames. We didn't see anything that stuck out on the higher time frames. On the lower time frames, we can see that we're coming against our 15 moving average, but we don't have confirmation. And you're late into the trend. Okay, that's another thing that you got to be careful with. You want to have a what I call a reset on this trend. This reset needs to happen, because if you get into this trend right now, most likely you're going to have a little pump up, and then you're going to start freaking out. You have a higher low on your momentum indicator, and your MACD is pushing up. So yeah, it looks good. It looks like you can go short here with a price action, but this is the whole point of having your oscillators on there, because this tells you that we're probably done heading back down here. We're probably going to test this breakout here, and once we test that breakout, that is where you want to try to take that position at, somewhere between there. And this is actually your full-fledged breakout. Somewhere in here is where you're going to want to try to take that short on there. So it looks like we probably will do something like this. Let's see. Looks like we're going to do something like this. Come back up here, play around up here before we start heading back down. Let's leave that on there. Let's change it to yellow. So we're going to play around right here. This is where you're going to want to try to take that short at. So when the price action gets back up here, we want to see what the oscillators are doing. Right now, you can see the oscillators are pointing up, so you want to be careful with that. You want to be careful with taking a short position too prematurely, because then you're going to get stuck in a position and you're going to have to ride it out or take a loss. So you want to be careful. Same thing with Ethereum, but Ethereum looks a little bit better. It looks like it's trying to consolidate right here. It's not touching the moving averages just quite yet, and it looks like our indicators are starting to turn red on us. So we'll just have to wait. Litecoin, probably all of them are probably going to be the same thing. Litecoin is a little bit better. It moves quite a bit on there, so it's really difficult to trade Litecoin, but you can still do it. It's not unrealistic to do it, but it's a little more difficult, so you got to just be careful. But all these notifications come into the Discord, so. And if you want to learn how to do something, just all you have to do is let me know, and I'll help you do it. Let's see. Looks like we're gonna have a short video today. See, here's a prime example of it coming against the moving averages in a bearish market, bearish sentiment, and we have a correction. We came up here to this moving average. A lot of traders will take that that first touch on that moving average as always trying to get rejected. That doesn't work. A lot of the times it does work some of the times, but it's, to me, that is just gambling, and I want to have as much confirmation on my side to take the trade. I don't want to take a trade just because it touches a moving average or that it bounces off of it. I want it to bounce off it and then get confirmation before you take that position. So here, like, again, this is a prime example of it. So right here would be somewhere around this line, and this is the first little pullback that it had when it started breaking out. So somewhere between here is going to be where you're going to want to take those short positions if you want to go short. Does that mean you go long right now? No, because you want to trade with the trend. You don't want to trade against the trend. I was hoping we'd get a trade, but it doesn't look like we're going to get a trade just quite yet. If I was to trade, I would trade Bitcoin and Ethereum to the upside, just on a short position. But trading against the trend is never a good thing. You never want to do that. You can trade against, and what I mean by that is your two moving averages, your 15 and your 24. That is going to be your trend that you want to try to stick with. The 233 is just there to show you the overall direction of the trend. This is the higher time frame trend. So this is going to be your micro, or I mean your macro, sorry. And then you have your micro trend. So your micro trend is the one that you're going to want to trade with all the time. Your micro trend is the one that you want to see. Are we in a breakout like right here when we came and touched it? Are we in a breakout, or did it fake out and come back down? Broke out, faked us, came back down, and now we're back into our bearish formation. So let's give it 7 more minutes, and then we'll jump off here. Litecoin. Let's see what Shiba's doing. Shiba USDT. Had a nice little nice little bit. But you can see here we're coming back down. I think I've already marked this yesterday. Here's your first stop that it should happen at, is at 784 Satoshi. That's where you're going to want to start dollar costing average in if you wanted to play this. This should be in your long-term portfolio. It's going to be a coin that pick up right now. Even if you picked it up right now, it goes anywhere close to its all-time high, you're making really, really good returns. So What was the other one? Shiba and Sushi. Sushi should be in your portfolio too. That one's definitely going to come back down also. Uh, Anywhere between 63 cents. We have a major support at $1. That's just a mind game that people play on. People want to try to stay around that dollar range, but the true entry, if you can get to it somehow, is going to be about 63 cents to 79 cents, somewhere right in that area. And think about it, if you can get down there, if when it gets down there and you go to your all-time high, you're looking at a 3,000% return in your portfolio off your long position if it just goes to the all-time high. And I'll tell you, in my opinion, it will surpass the all-time highs, because once the momentum starts flowing in, it's not going to stop. You're gonna have this great vast amounts of money coming into the charts or into the cryptocurrency space to drive those prices up. And once they do that, it's going to go into all the coins. So everything's going to be pumping, and everything will make all-time highs in the next three to 5 years. That's why it's so important not only to trade short term, but also to set up your long-term portfolio. And again, we help you do all that. All you have to do is join our Discord, and if you don't want to trade, we trade for you via API keys that allows us to trade and not withdraw, but just to trade. So we do everything you can possibly think about wanting to do in cryptocurrency. We do. But it looks like we missed the movement, so I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. But it does look like we missed the movement early in the morning. Other than, I'll be back on there tomorrow morning around 5 o'clock in the morning Central Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, and we'll try to find an entry. If once the alerts start going off on the 15-minute chart, and if you're inside the Discord, you'll start getting the notifications, because probably be a couple hours before we do get notifications. Dot does look like it's trying to turn down. We have a head and shoulders on the oscillator, but the MACD is not confirming it, so we want to wait. Most likely everything's going to be pushing up when the market opens up. The stock market opens up. People are going to start trying to buy these lows and pushing that price up into our buy zones, like I was showing you, these buy zones. And then this is where they're going to try to short that. Right here, this is going to be up here by 1250-ish area, 1250 to 1258. But yeah, if you join the Discord, you'll get the notifications all day. It looks like we're be a little bit before we do get some, but nevertheless, the alerts will be coming. They're automatic anyway. Other than that, if you want to learn something, come and join our Discord. If you need help setting up your portfolio, how to protect your keys, how to trade, how to learn how to trade, identify patterns. That we do all that. Just come and join us. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video. I'll see you on tomorrow morning.